Hello everyone, this is a new episode of G.GOES Live Season 2, opening it with a very special guest, SOEL, and he's here at Per-vurt DJ and Music Production School / studio to talk about so many things, including his releases, his life, his productions, and so on. How are you, SOEL?
Hi, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too. It's good to have you here.
Thank you,
This
man.
is your
Thank
first
you.
time?
Yeah, first time in Beirut, actually. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You need to come back in the summer.
Hopefully they will book me to come back, or I will just do a vacation probably.
You're playing tonight at HNGR Club,
Yes,
and
first time
first time.
ever.
And I noticed that the Middle East bookings are now handled by Per-vurt.
Yes.
How do you find your relationship with the new agent?
Actually, it's the first time that we met tonight. I mean, after so many months talking about the future project and everything. And it's pretty exciting, man. It's pretty exciting. It's amazing people. They're really professional in whatever they do. And I'm just happy to be here, actually.
We're happy too to have you.
Because the Middle East, I mean, it's growing so much, the scene over here. So I heard just amazing things about
especially
Beirut
in
and the Middle East. It's really growing a lot.
Yeah,
so I'm really
hopefully
happy.
It will be a good start for many series to come.
I hope so too.
Yeah, of course. So tell me, SOEL, your productions.
Yes.
It's on the map now of in the electronic dance music scene. People always ask this sound and that sound, and I noticed that you like to merge sounds together from a certain background. So tell me more about this.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because sometimes, I mean, I produce so many so complicated stuff. You know what I mean? But my goal to achieve is to trying to bringing my culture, which is the Arab culture, and into electronic music, and creating something new, which is not out there yet. You know what I mean? So, step by step, you probably arrive to achieve your goals.
We have been hearing a lot of tracks when you came to the studio. Most of them are on SoundCloud as private.
Yeah.
So those are
a lot
your
of them.
upcoming projects.
A lot of them. Look, I use a lot. So I have like 36 hours of demos, which are released of various genera. So I think one of my goals before the end of the year will be to open my label and release as much as stuff as possible.
You're saving those tracks?
Yeah. Not really saving, because a lot of them I forgot about them, you know what I mean? But maybe because I send it to some friends, artists, and they play it, and the day after, and they notice it's mine, and they text me, when it's coming out, it's coming soon.
But
don't
it's
worry.
good that you have names for the tracks, not like Final 1 and Final 2.
Yeah, probably sometimes I'm more creative on giving names than doing the actual track, actually. So that's funny. Yeah.
And I noticed that the titles of your tracks, they have some spiritual background or aspect.
Yeah. Always before I start a new project, I'm always inspired by something, always inspired by something. And at the end, I just edit a little thing, and then I find always the right name to give it to it. And I don't know why, but I think it's the melodies probably that creates, and the whole project, gives me, I don't know, it's kind of weird to explain, you know what I mean? But that's me, and that's I think it's a good thing, probably, right?
Of course.
To be more creative than giving names than doing actual tracks, probably. But yeah.
And you come from a background, when we talk about music.
Yeah.
You started to, you were attracted to blues.
Yes.
And
because
ambient stuff.
Sounds funny because everybody their biography they talk about my father that's actually my case, my father actually used to collect vinyls and cassettes, so I grew up listening to a lot of blues, a lot of old black rock, like the Mississippi Brothers and stuff like that, and also I'm very, very inspired by the Hollywood composers, like Clint Mansell, of course Hans Zimmer. Everything came out from Hans Zimmer is just pure gold, you know what I mean? So inspiring, man. Can you imagine, like, I like always, to give some orchestra feelings on my tracks, you know? You know what I mean? Sometimes sounds too complicated for a dance floor, you know? But that's my kind of taste, you know? So
That's too special and unique.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully people out there will like it, actually. And yeah, they're really inspiring, you know? I think every time I think when I'm in studio, before I start a project, I'm like, can you imagine if that composer was here and you tell him, hey, do a techno or electronic track for the dance floor? Can you imagine what comes out after? I mean, can you imagine? It's absolutely something crazy. Because I have so much respect for them, and that's why. But yeah, that's what it is.
Talking about the studio
Yeah.
work, so if you go into the studio to make a track,
Yeah.
what do you start with usually, or it's always
Look,
change?
this is one thing I say to pretty much everyone. If you sit in the studio and you say, look, today I'm doing a track, you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that, you know? You have to be inspired by something. You don't have to force yourself doing something, you know what I mean? And that's usually when I'm not inspired, actually, I just create loops, you know what I mean? And then save them for the future, because I'm sure it happens more than one time. That's why I have a lot of hard disks, you know? I keep buying hard disks, you know? And I'm sure in the future I will use them. That's the way I work, you know? And when I'm inspired, I do tracks like in 1-2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite way around when you want to start a project? You start with drums or?
No, always with the melody. Always. Sometimes I'm more focusing on the melodies than the drums and creating the track. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can, when you listen to it, you say, this is pretty simple stuff, you know? But at the end, it's not really simple stuff, you know what I'm saying? And because maybe the drum is simple, I don't like to add too much groove on my tracks, you know, too much drums. Just a simple kick, having the bass line, you know, creating, you know, kind of, sort of, you know what I'm saying? And then a simple hat, or just working on it and modulation and everything, and not adding too much stuff, because I want that the melody be the main, main focus.
And do you use Ableton or Logic?
No, I use Logic.
Yeah.
I use Logic because sometimes when I don't have something, I just borrow stuff from my friends. It's like, give me I need that one. I need that one. And I think this is not words coming from me, but people out there, some really big artists, say that the analog stuff with Logic sounds better than with Ableton. That's what they say, and I believe that. I know artists, which I don't mention right now, that are huge out there, really huge artists out there with a unique sound, and they actually don't use any kind of machine or analog instrument. They use just Ableton, the operator of Ableton, and that's it.
That's it. They design everything.
Yeah, and they create something unbelievable.
And
absolutely.
Do you mix your projects?
Yes, I do everything pretty much by myself. But when I need some help, for example, mastering something because it doesn't sound good, or blah blah, I have a lot of friends to ask.
Yeah,
this is really helpful, actually. Yeah.
So, well, when was the first time that you felt you are making music professionally?
Wow. Actually, that's a really tough question. I actually think I'm not still there. I think I will realize that I will be in that position when I will not produce music for the dance floor, but probably for companies or something. I'm moving out to US and making stuff for movies. I think that's my last thing to do, probably.
That's your aim.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And if you look at your career from the moment you started, and now we notice that you have gigs and you're playing big venues and traveling all around the world. So there is always a question that it's always asked, especially by the fresh producers, our students or stuff. So how do you make it to the worldwide scene?
Well, that's funny because I didn't make it yet, I think. Because if you think that you arrive to that point and you feel like you are great. You are no one. You know what I mean? Because if you ask all the bigs, hey, how you made it? I didn't made it. You know what I mean? It's like just like things happening. You know what I mean? It's all about you and your work. It's not about you and hey, I need to play there, I need to play there. Things come naturally, I think.
When you
by working hard.
And when you give it
yes
from the heart.
Yes, true. It's all about that.
I think you shouldn't work to expect anything.
Right.
You do music just
you do music because you like to do music, you know what I mean? Sounds like so poetic and stuff like that, but that's what it is. Because if you make music to make money, believe me, you will not arrive to anywhere. Seriously, that's what it is.
What's your next plan for releasing music?
Well, I have a lot of stuff coming out. I guess I told you. I can't say where. I have an album coming out, an electronic album, actually my first one. And it's not focused on it's not stuff for the dance floor, you know. And it's my first one. I think it's the right thing is to focus also on other things besides the dance floor, you know. So other people can, you know, enjoy
perspectives,
your kind of creativity and
that's
your
an
brain.
Artist album. It's
a
bit
that's what it is. And I think my final goal this year would be to open my label, you know.
It's going to be soon?
Yes, I'm waiting actually to release all my stuff. I have planned a lot of stuff, you know, which I can't tell right now. It's not because I don't want, because I can't. And would be soon. Once everything would be released, everything would be out by this year. And I think I will do both digital and vinyl. I have to.
Really?
Because I actually asked people out there. A lot of people text me, and which is nice, absolutely nice. That people out there are really interested about my music. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful, and I can't understand artists out there where this guy is texting me, or I don't want to reply. Or your fans are your most important thing. You know what I mean? So I actually asked them, hey, what do you think if I open a label? So, man, it would be amazing. You know what I mean? And not just digital. You have to release also on vinyl, because people just like want to feel it. You know what I mean? Just want the music on their hands. You know what I mean? So I think that's the for this year. I think it's the final goal. You know, to achieve.
You played a DJ set today as well.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Thank
an
you.
hour of bombs, we called it. And
so a lot of unreleased stuff actually from a lot of talented people from Italy and Argentina, South America. There's a lot of people out there that are amazing, believe me. Just and I'm glad because they have enough respect for me to tell me, hey, do you mind if I send you a track? I'm just happy when they say that. You know what I mean? Just it's beautiful. It's like I don't understand people. Give me the track, send it to me. Maybe I will listen to it. It's part of your job, and be happy because they were they were like working in studio really hard to send you their music. You know what I mean? So you have to show enough respect.
Yes, I posted, by the way, post on Facebook.
All right.
I said I'm interviewing you tonight if you have any questions. So
all right.
We got a few questions. One of them was from Rakan. He asked the same question. He was like, can we send him promos?
Of course.
So you can, of course.
I would be happy to listen to it.
And we got another question from Jimmy J. She asked, when are you going to release the track with Substance?
Mind Altering Substance. Yeah. It's one track.
Or if you're gonna play it tonight.
I'm probably playing it. I think I will play a lot of unreleased stuff tonight, actually, because I'm really excited to test them. You know.
Do you focus on your music when you play, or you have mixture of?
You know what? I just don't want to compare myself to a genius, which was Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci said, "Whatever I created, I think it's shit." You know what I mean? Sorry, I didn't mention that. Can I curse?
Yeah, of course.
And I don't know. I just don't feel my stuff, you know, to play it. I rarely sure about my stuff, you know. But if people out there listen to other artists playing my music, I'm just super happy, you know. But I think I should start. And also, one of my main goals of this year will be to finally close in this project of my live project, you know what I mean? So at the end of the year, probably I will stop DJing and I will start to do my live show.
Live show?
Yes, sir.
Because I noticed that you were using Ableton and Tractor at the same time.
Yes.
So this is how you operate?
Yeah, yeah. I don't usually play all the tracks, you know, how they are, you know. I like to mix them with other tracks or with some clips or some effects, you know, just to give them more energy, you know. But usually the stuff that I get lately are really amazing stuff, man, that you don't really need too much to edit, you know. So, yeah.
And your live show, this is a live project.
Yes, would be which is live to be a live set.
You're aiming to have a big setup, or you want to be simple and limited?
I'm thinking about it. Like I'm thinking to do special live shows with a lot of setup. You know, so I have a lot of computers and sound cards together and blah blah blah. But I think also to start touring and do just the live sets by my own, so with a simple setup, you know.
Like a one-man band.
Right, true, right. True.
Do you play an instrument that you can, for example, use on stage, or you don't?
That's funny because I didn't study. I mean everything. I mean SOEL today is a person that started by doing mistakes. You know what I mean? Step by step you arrive. I didn't study anything. So
and that could be one major advice for the
you don't need
producers.
School. I mean, if you want to, of course, that helps. But I think I was like talking about it a couple of I guess last month when I played south of Italy. I was talking with this guy, amazing producer. You know, he started piano. You know, and I say to him, you know what? Probably there is certain things, you know, that you can do because it sounds bad to you, you know, because you started at school, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, because it sounds not really good for you, you know, okay? But as a person, I mean, for me, it's all about creativity, you know what I mean? So maybe for me it sounds good, you know, in a certain situation, you know, and maybe for them not. So that's a limitation, I think, also for them.
Yeah, theory is always limiting you. Yeah.
So it's limiting, that's the word. Limiting the creativity sometimes, not always.
So you need to listen to it. If it sounds good, it sounds good. Some people, they just go by the book, and that's not music.
There is a lot of actually electronic tracks out there that were coming out like in 2008, 2009 or something like that. They were atonal, you know. If you put, I don't know, Ludovico Einaudi to listen to that piano on a track, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? But a lot of people out there really enjoy it, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes it's a limitation to creativity, you know.
Yeah, that's an amazing, that what you said is really amazing, and I'm sure that people will benefit from all your advices. So,
I'm not giving advice, just saying what
it's a reflection of your reality.
That's what I am.
And your experience. Yeah, and apparently it's very successful.
I hope so. I hope so.
Guys, thank you for watching. That was SOEL. He's playing at HNGR, and probably and hopefully he will be back to Beirut
soon.
Maybe more than once, twice, 3 times a year.
Hopefully.
And we hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks.